still have quorum. Yeah.
Okay.
Trustee Urk will be here in a little bit. She's running a little late.
Okay.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Alexandria Bay Board. Okay, we have roll call, please, Molly.
Trustee Strauss.
Here.
Trustee Dorigo.
Here.
Trustee Urk. Trustee Millett. Mayor Jarvis.
Here. At this time, we'll open it to public concerns.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I have a concern.
First was open, public hearing on a sign moratorium. Intent. The village board, in order to consider, formulate, and potentially amend the village codes pertaining to signs and to safeguard the public health, safety, and general welfare of its population, determines it to be reasonably necessary to provide a moratorium for 6 months to perform a review of the same. Article 2 is definitions. Sign. Any kind of billboard, signboard, pennant, or other shape or device or display used as an advertisement, announcement, or direction. Such a notice may be incorporated onto a building surface, be freestanding, or be attached. Permit approval. No sign shall be constructed, reconstructed, installed, erected, modified, or operated in the village of Alexandria Bay, except in compliance with the village code. Article 3 is application. This local law shall apply to all areas within the village of Alexandria Bay. Article 4, duration. This law shall be in effect for a period of 6 months from the effective date of this local law. Article 5, prohibitions. Neither the village of Alexandria Bay zoning officer, nor the zoning board of appeals, nor the village of Alexandria Bay planning board, nor village board shall process, review, render any determination, nor grant any variance or any approval in respect to any sign within the village during the duration of this moratorium. No person shall construct, erect a new sign within the village limits during the duration of this moratorium unless municipal approval was granted in advance of the effective date of this local law. Number 6 is enforcement. This local law shall be enforced by the village zoning officer. Number 7, violations. Any person violating any provision of this local law shall be guilty of an offense and upon conviction thereof be punishable by a fine not to exceed $250 or imprisonment for a period not to exceed 15 days for both. Each week's continued violation after notice shall constitute a separate and additional violation. Number 8, servability. Should any portion of this local law be declared invalid, such decision shall not affect the validity of the remaining portions of this local law. Number 9 is effective date. This local law shall become effective after filing in the office of New York State Secretary of State. Public comments.
I'm terribly sorry, Manager. This is my first time here. Did you read the local law, the whole local law?
This is the local law that is being proposed for the 6-month moratorium.
Okay, with the map?
I'm just hearing.
The 6 months of the map, or?
Moratorium on signs.
And signs.
Oh, signs. Oh. Sorry.
Any other public concerns on the signs?
So when will that take effect?
It takes effect the date it is filed with the
Secretary of State.
New York State Secretary of State.
So when would that be?
Well, if the, let me back up, so for the backdrop, so the village spent an awful lot of time adopting a comprehensive plan. A comprehensive plan covers a lot of aspects of zoning. One aspect of zoning was signage. The village is in the process of considering different amendments to zoning. One aspect of that is signage. But before you can get to possible changes to your zoning on signage, questions have come up as far as what happens with applications that are submitted, et cetera. What a moratorium does, it puts a freeze on. Now, with that moratorium, if it's approved by a majority of the village board, then I'd work with the village clerk and we'd finalize the paperwork, file it with the Department of State, usually within, let's say 5 business days of a public meeting is when it would become effective. And then it would be effective in 6 months from that filing date.
So you would say 5 days from this meeting?
Round numbers, 5 business days. Now, to be candid, there have been instances where we've submitted paperwork to the state and within a couple of days they've received it and filed it. And have had other instances where we file it with the Department of State and it's 2 weeks before we find out what the status is. So I think a good rule of thumb is round numbers, 5 business days.
So that would be enforced within 2 weeks, roughly.
Yeah, well, certainly I would anticipate what would happen is if the village board decided to go forward with the moratorium and they directed my office to assist the village clerk with filing it, I would assume what would happen is pretty much from tonight on, the village zoning officer wouldn't process applications for signs during the pendency of that, just because it creates a lot of issues.
Or even if there's signs out there now, you can actually enforce because they're not following the...
Well, I mean, that's a fair question. Now, understand, what a moratorium does is it basically puts a freeze on new applications. It does not impact current signs. If you have current signs, I mean, presumably they're lawful signs, and you can repair them, you can maintain them, you can restore them, regardless of the moratorium.
What I'm saying is for signs that do not have permits for.
Well, if there's a sign that exists that doesn't have a permit for it, if it's technically an unlawful sign,
Okay.
then if that were the case, you couldn't submit an application to make it lawful during the pendency of this.
Okay. So, okay. Right.
Does the village foresee having zoning laws in place for next summer season so that if new businesses wanted to put up a sign, they're gonna be able to do that, or is this moratorium gonna affect next season, summer season?
It should not affect next season. What we're hoping with this is, in most communities, sign approvals is done by the planning board, not the village board. And we're trying to get the sign law away from us to the planning board where it properly should be reviewed.
And if the procedures follow the protocol you have in place already, you're okay.
I should point out, the village already has zoning in place.
Yes.
And in my experience, the village board is constantly keeping an eye on the zoning and considering fine-tuning amendments all the time. And every month I see that the questions come up and they look at making adjustments. The zoning officer is always keeping track of it and oftentimes is making suggestions. So it's not a static process. It's always ongoing. This is just one example of that.
Maybe to address the question of next first season, the comp plan, it's going to take a year and a half maybe to get it completed. Then we'll bring everything to the village board to have a public hearing before it'll be enacted. Now, we're maybe a year out yet, I'm guessing. I don't know, Russ, you may have a thought on it, but usually it takes 18 to 24 months once to take a comp plan and make any changes. We're doing a total revamp of the zoning law, and the signs will be part of that. And it's we've had 4 meetings, a very long and tedious process. We're comparing other we will be comparing other sign ordinances, other villages, to see how maybe we can construct ours here. But I would say probably would not be enacted by beginning next Thursday.
Do you foresee that the moratorium would be extended then?
You have the ability, and I believe, Jim, correct me, that they can extend the moratorium.
Yeah, so if you think of it, with a local law like this, it's a 6-month moratorium. The village board is in charge of it. They can cut it short if they wish. They can also consider extending it, and it's, sometimes I've seen it extended an extra month or 2 or 3 from municipalities. But I've also seen a 6-month moratorium is a standard rule of thumb. That's typically what's used. But it's not uncommon for a municipality to say after 3 months they've figured out what they want to do, they make changes, and they terminate the moratorium at that point.
What I gather, if you follow the protocol you have in place for signs right now, you're okay.
Nothing new can, if this is enacted, any applications will sit on my desk until the moratorium is released. Unless the village board shortens it, which they have the, authority, and may depend on how fast the comp plan committee moves forward with the update with the signage. I suppose the village board could tell the comp plan to put all your horses on the signs right now, this winter. I mean, that's something that, it'd be up to the trustees.
Any other comments? Anybody? Have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by trustee Erb. Second?
I second.
Second by trustee DeRigo. All in favor? Aye. Aye, opposed? Motion's carried.
Yeah.
Now we have public concerns. Floor is open to public concerns. Yes.
I'm Debbie Butterfield. This is my husband Dennis. We own the Otter Creek Inn at 2 Crossing Street Extension. And we moved here in 2004, and probably in 2005 they paved the street in front of us, which created a drainage issue that we've been dealing with since then. The water runs down Rockwell Street, it gushes, it misses 2 storm sewer drains, and then comes across the street right onto our property. It is going into our lift station, which we have to pump up to the village sewer. It then goes down our parking lot. It misses another storm sewer drain at the corner of Crossman and the boat launch. And it erodes everything. It is a serious issue. It's water runoff directly from the village. And
we have worked on that, and we came up with a solution, and I haven't heard back from that solution.
It doesn't work. The swale that they put in, it looks nice, but they removed the asphalt berm that was protecting us. The swale looks nice, but it does not work. It is now like a stepped waterfall.
Yeah, the water doesn't make it to the,
Yep.
we went through it.
I think we addressed this last month at our board meeting. We had, discussion about it. And there was another alternative offered that would completely stop the water going into your parking lot,
And that was
And
what?
what was that?
that we changed the entrance.
No.
Why do we have to change
No, we
our
don't have to
entrance?
change
The
the
problem
entrance.
didn't
Okay.
exist before that street was paved.
When the swale was put in,
There was nobody there
when the swale was put in,
constructing the swale.
okay.
It wasn't installed properly.
Right?
I dropped the storm drain on the corner by 3 inches.
It
And
still
the water
doesn't work.
doesn't make it. to the-
And then I had it dug down to the point where I was gonna do it, and you guys put 2x6s in there because the cars were bottoming out. So at that point, I had to make a happy medium, because you guys put 2x6s in there because you said cars were bottoming out. I don't know what more.
That was so they could get in and out of our parking lot.
We put 2x6s in the hole before
Temporarily.
we poured concrete.
That's how deep it would've been.
How, wait.
We
2x6s weren't
we
in
can
there.
discuss this with you if we set up an appointment and meet on it. Is that okay?
That would be fine. I've tried to set up meetings before and nobody responded.
Okay, we'll set up another meeting. Okay, I'll meet up with you tomorrow, and is that okay?
Steve, set it now.
Yeah, that,
Set an appointment right now.
Okay.
all right,
And
why don't you
then
wait till let me, be involved with this too.
Okay.
All right, I don't gotta work till 12:30, so how about 1:30? Give me some time to get home.
1:30?
1:30, all right, tomorrow? Jared, are you available tomorrow? Let's put this to bed.
Yep.
Let's go over and see what we can do. If we can't do nothing, then let's put this to bed. And tomorrow at 1:30, we'll go meet and see what we can do with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on, we need to check the calendar. There's a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Here's
Yeah, I have a doctor's appointment, in Watertown, 10 o'clock. And, well, I don't know
Should
how
be
long,
back.
I should be back by.
We'll go, you said 1:30 tomorrow?
Yeah,
We can go with that.
all right. I mean, if we can do it another day, if it's easier for you guys, whatever we gotta do, I mean, so tomorrow 1:30 is all right then?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, thank you.
All right, let's do that.
Any other public concern? Yes.
Yes, sir, I have several. It's funny that they mentioned the.
We're going to meet
because
Where? At Otter Creek.
at their place.
At their
Okay.
business, we're gonna meet at their business,
Otter Creek.
all right? We're gonna meet right at your business.
I
Sorry.
have to stand up, my back is, I have several concerns. I've lived in an apartment complex, Bay Colony Apartments, since 2012, March of 2012. And it was funny because when I first moved in, it was very rainy. And the water, it was flooding, and there's no covering over the stairs, and I brought it up with the landlord on several occasions. But anyways, that's not my real concern. I mean, if we're gonna get flooded out of our building, we're gonna get flooded through an act of God, I guess. But recently, I've lived there since 2012, and I loved it when I first moved in. It was very quiet, very peaceful, and I thought I could work out a lot of my personal issues that I was having with my significant other and our two sons. And some neighbors have moved in, and I guess they're taking advantage of the legalizing of marijuana. And I guess I'm highly allergic to it, but they have harassed me continually with smoking it in front of my window and smoking it in my back bedroom window when I'm trying to rest my body. I'm 63 years old, and it's so aggravating, and I've called the landlord on this on several, and I called a police officer yesterday because I was very agitated, and I actually had a little run-in with one of the neighbors today when I was tired, and I got home and I just wanted to go home and rest. and I was trying to talk to my significant other, and she butted in our conversation. And I'm just assuming it's because they're all on drugs. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. And I cannot tell you how much this has upset me, except for the one thing that really upset me. I had to go to the hospital. They set off some very loud fireworks, and I was wondering whether or not those are ever going to be illegal, because these were, I've never heard anything so atrocious in my life, the fireworks. And I've never had anything to do with fireworks. In fact, I skip it because the noise is frightening to me. So I was just wondering why are they still legal in this place? Especially those.
I don't know anything about whether these small firecrackers are legal or illegal. That is something we can have the police department look into.
Okay.
All right?
I assume that by my simply calling them, that they will at least speak to them, because they've done it more than once, and in the dead of night, and
Okay.
it's just crazy.
Okay, have it looked at.
Quick,
Yes, sir.
quick follow. So I just wanna make sure we're on the same page with it. So, for better or for worse, New York State legalized growing, possession and consumption of marijuana. And with that, the village board doesn't have any influence or control over that. New York State is regulating that. And my rule of thumb basically is that apparently wherever a person can smoke cigarettes, you can smoke marijuana, whether we like it or not. I'm not,
I know,
okay.
so it's up to the
So
landlord.
what you run into it is, yeah, if it's private property, a landlord has the ability to restrict smoking cigarettes, and so a landlord can address that topic too.
Mhm.
What the village board did do was July 13th, I think was the date, that the village board, adopted legislation to opt out of the ability to have on-site retail establishments in Alex Bay for selling marijuana. They opted out on July 13th.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that.
So the village board took that step. Now, that legislation was subject to permissive referendum. The 45-day referendum period expired around the end of August. So actually, tonight, just before the meeting, I met with the village clerk for a moment. She stamped the law. That law is gonna be sent in to the Department of State, which would then effectively mean that in the village of Alex Bay, you can't apply for a license to sell marijuana to persons over 21. So that step's is underway. The village board took that very seriously.
Okay, it shocked me, because all of a sudden it just started getting really, a lot of it, I can smell it every time I walk into my apartment and every time I walk out, and I'm fed up. I just can't take it. I'm gonna have to have the landlord help me move, because I can't tolerate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other public concerns? Correspondence, no correspondence. Have a motion to approve the minutes, August 10th and August 23rd.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes August 10th and August 23rd.
I'll second. Motion by trustee DeRio, second by trustee Stout to approve the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Motion to pay the bills, abstracts number 7 and 8 is presented.
I'll make a motion, we pay abstract 7 and 8.
I'll second it.
Motion by trustee Strauss, second by trustee DeRio. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Trustee reports. Chris?
Golf course is still in good condition, getting down near the end of the season, have a couple tournaments. Course looks like it's in great shape for them, so we'll see how they go and get some feedback and hopefully start preparing for next year.
Okay. Trustee York?
The beach is closed, lifeguards need to return their uniforms to receive their last paycheck, and that's it.
Trustee DeRio?
Okay, the DAC attendants were done Labor Day weekend, but we had a problem with another section of the DAC. and another busy weekend, Labor Day, one of the docks blew out. And we had to close a section of the dock off, and now we're back to square one again to replace another section of the dock, next spring. All I got.
Got the beach pulled today. Brought in all the ropes, all the buoys, closed up for the year. Sweeper broke down on us, we piecemealed it back together to get us through the rest of the year, so I could tear it down and put another arm up inside of it. Again, just busy, just trying to keep up with the village debris. We're getting the leaper truck ready. It's time we started putting that thing together, so.
So what do you think of that first part of the floaters? We're gonna have to completely replace it?
So, in that section of the dock, it's constructed a little bit different than the other one that we had replaced. Mind you, the dock that the ramp sits on is still a single barrel dock.
Yep.
So if you were to unhook that other side, that dock would roll over and lay flat on its deck. So what they did was, being so big, that they actually extended the tube from the other dock underneath that one by 3 feet. That tube that extends into that other dock is the one that broke. So yes, it's at least gonna have to be pulled out, rolled over, and another tube put in on that end of it. But indeed, it's totally broke apart. One of my employees here tonight, B, had gotten in the water, swam underneath it.
Yeah.
We pulled the barrel back up together just so it wasn't hanging underneath there with a ratchet strap, but indeed it's gonna need to be pulled, and same thing we did on the other end.
So we need, have somebody look at it and give an
I'll start
estimate
getting
of.
some people together and have them look at it, give me an idea. I wanna get some boards off of it first, so they can, it's not the middle of winter and they can't, they're just guessing. So, we'll get some boards pulled off it.
That section is roped off right now.
Yeah.
And
2 barricades on the end,
Right.
they still get over it, but we're trying.
maybe what we'll have to do is put that wall back up.
Back up again.
After you get the boards off, so they can look at it. Once they get to look at it, then let's put the boards up there, and so they can't get, nobody else can get back behind it.
Yeah.
Zoning report, Lee?
Comp plan committee will be meeting tomorrow afternoon. I think this will be our 5th session. I think we're gonna start to work on some signs, which, the ordinance, that was kind of a, important topic tonight that was brought up. I got a complaint on a fence down on High Street that I will look into it tomorrow, with it. I guess I really don't have a lot to report.
Police report from Officer Josh David, Officer in Charge. Police Department had 35 complaints, 0 arrests, 0 vehicle and traffic tickets issued, 4 warnings, 2 parking tickets issued, 6 warnings, 20 building checks. We go to old business. Gregor, I'm gonna let you jump in so you can
Sure.
get moving.
Sounds good. Got some, closeout documents for Casino Island. Everything's complete with the ramp now. Document for you. So I have a over-under change order, for Doug Strauss contract. There's some field allowance left over. It's, $1,350, decrease to the current contract value. And I also have a final payment application, so we can close out the project. So there's the change order. And here's the recommendation for payment, which is $16,832.05. And then I've got all the closeout documents for the village file also. And I know they wanna close out that, grant. I think they wanted by the end of October, they wanna have everything closed out, so we should be in good shape. TJ Fiaco, that contract's closed out. This is the last contract.
Have a motion to sign the,
I'll make a motion for you to sign those
And I'll second it.
documents.
motion by trustee Yurt, second by trustee DeRigo, to let me sign the closeout forms. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Other updates, the ready projects, we had a phone call with the Department of State this morning.
Yep.
The 90% plans and bidding documents have been submitted, and we're just waiting for comments back. Our goal is to have 100% design documents done by the end of this month. And that will require another submission, and as soon as we get those comments back, we can plan on bidding.
Sounds good.
That's for the upper dock, lower dock, water plant,
And the wharf.
and the wharf.
And I mentioned to Molly before the meeting started that we're in good shape with the permits. We're really only waiting for 2 permits, Army Corps permits, one for the water treatment plant work, which is really the addition, just the addition of the riprap in front of the plant, and the wharf. So once we have that, we should have all of the permits in place too. And the only other update I had was a comprehensive water study and wastewater projects. At the last board meeting, you passed the bond resolutions. I have not heard anything regarding the WIA, which is Water Infrastructure Improvement Act. I haven't heard anything about that funding yet. I am trying to set up another phone call with EFC, the Environmental Facilities Corporation, to talk about the extension that the village asked for the current, grant offer. So as soon as I have that, we can, or as soon as I hear back, we can set that up.
That's one we just talked about, right? We've been emailing about?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, the extension was to the end of the year. We were hopeful that the new program would be coming out by then, and, so far we haven't heard anything. And another potential funding source for those projects is USDA Rural Development. I'd like to schedule a time to sit down with them, and have the village board involved and talk through both projects with them and see what their funding program may look like this year. And that's a rolling application, that program. So there's not a specific deadline. I think that's, about it, unless anyone has any questions. Once we hit the 100% design stage, I'd like to sit down with the board again and go through everything and give the board another opportunity if anything needs to be changed or adjusted before we finalize everything.
Can
Get it out to us.
Sure.
Is there no lighting for Riverwalk included in that?
Just for are you familiar with the wharf, the concrete wharf?
Yeah, I'm looking for the whole Riverwalk.
Yep, there's lighting on just the wharf. There wasn't lighting included for the remainder of the river.
So that would be enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
You want copies?
Yeah.
Can I?
Thanks, Gregory.
In fact, now that you brought it up, I actually have, the lighting that the board selected, have some color options. That's something that we'll have to include in the documents. There's black, white, gray, dark bronze, and green as options, so that's something to consider also. But we won't need an answer on that until we finalize everything's 100%.
Alright.
Can I have them scan these and send them in the morning? Or do you
Yes,
need it now?
that's fine. The
Okay.
procedures?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine.
okay.
That works.
I'll do that first thing in the morning.
Thanks, Molly.
Yep.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
Thank you. Number one, under old business, planning board request parking change on Walton High Street. I would like to have this tabled because there's other intersections that we need to look at. And rather than piecemeal this intersection, let's put a whole package together and do the whole thing at once, if that's okay.
Yeah. We need a motion.
Need a motion.
I'll make a motion, we, table the change on Walton High.
Okay, thank you.
I'll second it.
Second, or motion made by trustee DeRio, second by trustee table. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number two is JP Marina sign.
What was that, Jared? I'm
If I
sorry.
could, I'd like to be involved in that discussion.
Yeah.
Only because our tractor trailer also has issues, so,
Getting around there, you mean?
yeah.
We'll have to change our local laws when we do that, correct?
Mhm.
So, okay,
Do them
so
all
if
at
we
once.
did them all as a group, it would be one big change instead of...
Yes, and that's why we want to do it all
Okay,
together.
I understand,
Yeah.
okay.
We all set on it? Number two, the JP Marina sign. I believe because the application is for a sign that's within 500 feet of the state highway, we submitted paperwork to Jefferson County Planning Board for referral notice. They meet at the end of the month, and this application for JP Marina, the village cannot act on it until the county planning board acts on it, correct?
Yeah, so with certain matters, before the village is authorized to take a final action or render a determination, you need to refer it to the Jefferson County Planning Department so they can review it to see if there are significant countywide issues. They have up to 30 days in which to review and respond. So you are not permitted to render a final determination on an application unless and until the county has either responded or the 30-day window has passed. Now, so you're on hold with that. Now, I should also point out that I was contacted by an attorney on behalf of that applicant, and he and I discussed the matter briefly, but apparently he claims there was someone in my office that at some point represented the applicant on some matter, and as a consequence, that attorney and that applicant do not want me to be able to assist the village in any issues that might come up on it. It raises a potential conflict of interest. Now, honestly, I wouldn't know the individual or the company. I'm not familiar with them at all, but nevertheless, from a technical standpoint, that would prevent me from providing particular advice on this. If you need advice in the future, you obviously don't right now, but in the meantime, I'm full steam ahead with the moratorium issues and assisting the village in all those matters, so that just came up, so I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Now, at the same time, that lawyer had threatened litigation against the village, so that is a subject that is a proper subject of executive session if you want to go into it, if the motion's made. And certainly, if a threat's been made against the village for litigation, I'll make sure that I address that very quickly tonight. But I don't,
Okay.
honestly, I don't see any dangers on it, to be honest with you.
Steve, I might add something with this sign application. Under site plan review, with the planning board, anything over 10 feet needs to go before the planning board. It's under section 150-64, and so, I mean, if this sign was under 10 square feet, you people could act on it. But seeing how it's over 10, it'll need to go to the village planning board for their final decision once we get the recommendation back from county planning.
That'll help.
Is the 10 feet about height or the size of the sign?
Square footage.
Square footage, thank you.
We all set on?
Yep.
We okay? Number 3 is hire John Beers, 8/10/2021. John worked at the docks and at the park.
I make a motion, we hire John Beers.
Motion by trustee DeRigo, second by trustee Erk. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Number 4, we discussed the town water rate change, but because of their notifications they have to do to the public for the town residents, they're requesting that the change effect is in January, so that they have the 60-day notification that they can send out.
So for us, that would be February first. That's our next billing cycle, it's February 1.
Yep.
Okay,
But for the town,
correct.
it's because it starts in their January billing cycle. So I'm asking for a motion to change it to January.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by trustee Erk,
I'll second it.
second by trustee DeRigo to change the water rate change to January for the town. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That's carried.
Mayor, quick question. So with the town of Alexandria, they've got 5 water districts, and they entered into contracts with the village, 5 separate intermunicipal agreements. That contains the specific rate for each of those water districts based upon, as I recall, water treatment, storage, and distribution, combinations of those 3.
The 3, yes.
So with this, do I understand then that that one or more of those intermunicipal agreements might be amended then to reflect a rate change?
We made the rate change.
Okay.
We made a motion to make the effective date, was it October or
It
November?
was for the November
November
1st
one.
billing
Right,
period.
right.
November first billing.
At the last
What?
meeting.
Wasn't enough time for them to get their paperwork in order,
Okay.
so they can do it by the January 1st billing.
Generally, we have the right to do them every June.
Yeah, well, you can, your provision in your village code lets you make the adjustments by resolution, and so you've done that.
Yes.
That's your prerogative. I'm just wondering, but with the town of Alexandria, then if you adjust your rate changes for your water, then one or more contracts would potentially need to be amended to reflect those changes by agreement between the village and the town then.
They received the notice of the change and
Okay.
what was changing and what was staying the same.
Okay.
And the formula was used and everything is,
Use the
in
bill,
its
the billing
proper
addendum
spot,
formula?
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
they just need longer to get it ready,
Okay.
to get ready to pay.
And they weren't disputing the change, they're just disputing that
The
the
time
little
frame.
legalities, they have to give them so many day notice and correct.
Yeah, that's certainly the village board's
Okay.
prerogative.
Okay.
Number 5 is change the gas place sealed bid opening to October 12th.
Our next meeting. So we had set that for this meeting. We had to, after checking with Attorney Burrows, we have to give a 30-day. We have to put that out there for 30 days. So it's been in 2 editions of the Watertown Times, 2 editions of the TI Sun. So the notice has been out there. We just have to give people 30 days to get the bids back into it. So, it's on all the documentation we sent out, so. We just wanna make the board, do they have to make a motion to change that?
Should.
Could we make a motion to
Yep.
change it to the next meeting?
I'll make a motion, we, change the gas boy sealed bid opening until October 12th.
I'll second.
Motion by trustee DeRigo.
Thank you.
Second by trustee Erk, to change the gas place sealed bid opening to 10/12/21. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 6 is we put back on the pickleball courts. There's some work in progress on, instead of painting the current tennis courts, we'd like to add 2 pickleball courts using part of the already paved parking lot. So I would like to have it tabled for discussion for next month, so that, trustee Millet can bring us up to date on it.
Motion to table pickleball court.
One second. Motion by trustee Eric, second by trustee DeRio to table pickleball courts. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, it's carried. Little off course here. Hearts for Youth, has canceled the October 2nd color run. It will not be rescheduled at this time, and that is from Cindy Demo, Vice President. Excuse me. From River Hospital Blood Drive, we sent them notice on using the community room. They've added, 3 more dates that they would like to include. Friday, November 19th, 10:30 to 3 p.m. Friday, April 1st, 2022, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Friday, May 27th, 2022, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
so can we address that? So they canceled their other one, they didn't have enough staff to man it, so they did not hold that here. I would ask the board if we could do the November one at this time, and tell them that we have to wait until we get the chamber event schedule before we do the summer ones, just in the fire department. I just don't wanna go so far out with that, because it's, you know, with the building. Other events are different, but with use of the building, I'd like to send them a letter just saying, after the first of the year, we'll discuss the other one.
Okay.
If that's all right with the board?
Yeah.
Okay.
Motion to approve
The
November 19th.
Motion to approve the November 19th blood drive.
I'll second.
Motion by trustee Eric, second by trustee DeVito to approve November 19th, 10:30 to 3 p.m. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. And this is the pickleball. Again, it was about the pickleball courts and $375 per net. That'll be discussed. Anything else under old business? New business?
There's 2 different letters attached in that one.
Pardon me?
There's 2 letters attached in that one clip. It's
Yeah.
both of the businesses.
From Bonnie Castle, to whom it may concern, when we received our water bill, the first thing our office manager Lori noticed was that the bill was quadrupled normal usage. She spoke to Erica, they sent them out to do a meter read. They found out that the meter was correct, there were multiple leaks caused the bill to be so high. They're asking for forgiveness on a portion of the bill from Craig Garlock.
Okay, so, we did discuss it, and I did tell her, we do not forgive portions of water, only sewer, and this is a meter that is only water. The boathouse, correct, Jarrett?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanna make sure that I'm saying it right. So I told them right up front that we don't give a break on water, just sewer portion of it. So they are aware of it, but I just need the village board to weigh in and deny or approve that.
So on the average, do you know how much their sewer would normally be at this?
They don't have sewer.
It's just water.
They
It's
don't have-
just water.
They just want the
Just
water,
water.
it's water. That's
There
all.
is no sewer.
No sewer, there is no sewer involved,
Sorry.
it's all water.
So, typically, we do not do anything for the water. It's a pleasure. Can I approve or deny?
I would make a motion that we deny, a discount on their water portion, because it's our policy that we don't, and if you do it this time, then we will have more and more, and then what is the new precedent?
I second.
Motion made by trustee Ertz, second by trustee DeRigo to deny the Bonnie Castle water discount. Second by trustee DeRigo, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. And another letter of this reference, a water sewer bill from 51 Church Street. Dates are 4/19 to 7/26. Received the bill and noticed it was almost triple in cost. They were informed that the meter was broken, so they did the average of the 4 years.
Correct.
And what meter is this?
And this is from
This is
Sterling and
Sterling
Erie
Gallox
Gap.
Building. So the meter hasn't worked, it's been out a couple cycles. So,
What's this building?
the holly block, the big holly block.
Oh,
So I took, as in our local laws, I went in underwater, and you do an average of the last 4 years, the same exact cycle, and sent them the bill for that. There was a higher reading on one of them, they must have had a leak on a previous thing, but that is our local law, so that's how I sent it. They are asking forgiveness on a portion of this bill due to me averaging it out. We've never, sorry, but that's another, I've never done,
No.
unfortunately. The meter has been fixed. Our Pat Vars and the water department has been working diligently on a lot of meters, on a lot of homes.
Meters,
Yes, so, things are on track, but unfortunately, that was, when we get our new system, it'll
Yep.
tell us we're not getting water or
Yeah.
getting too much.
Just to save a lot of problems.
Yes.
Okay. Ready for a motion?
Mhm.
I make a motion, do not give a refund. She did her job, did the average, and it is what it is.
Motion made by trustee DeRigo,
I'll second.
second by trustee Stroud to deny the request. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Carried. Fall cleanup. Fall cleanup, we're doing fall cleanup? It looks like it's
We're here.
happening now.
Yes.
What
We got it,
Yeah.
12?
October 12th to the 15th, is that what it says, Steve, on there?
October 18th to the 22nd,
Right, yeah,
something like that.
18th to 22nd.
right before Halloween to get everything
Yep.
cleaned up.
Motion set it.
I'll make a motion, we set the fall cleanup.
Second. Motion by trustee Eric, second by trustee DeRigo, set the fall cleanup. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. From Judith Fulmer, dear Mayor Jarvis, trustees, I would like to highly recommend the continuation of last year's trunk or treat held in the village municipal parking lot on Halloween. With the numbers of COVID cases rising in Jefferson County on a daily basis, trunk or treat seems to be a safe and healthy way for our village to do something again for our residents. I don't know how many of our residents will open their doors this year. Just over this past weekend, Jefferson County added 62 COVID cases. Trunk or Treat 2020 was a success with over 100 children and families. Everyone was dressed up, had fun during the tough year. Please consider doing it again. I'd be happy to help again. Thank you, Judith Fuller. That was a very fun evening. It was.
And what's the date on that again?
So, okay, there is some options, and we did check, Swan Bay does one, they're doing it the week before, they're doing theirs the 23rd. So Halloween is actually on Sunday.
Yep.
So the village could do it on Saturday, or we could do it Sunday, but they are, the chamber, what is the chamber, Sunday?
Ours is Saturday.
Yours is Saturday. So the village has options of when it would want to do it, if we wanted to do it in conjunction, but after theirs. What time is yours?
11 to 1.
11 to 1, so we could do it like after theirs, or we could do it Sunday, if that's up to the board or
What was the
whomever.
hours we did last year? Do you remember? It was like,
I think we did it, because we were concerned about.
Yeah,
the
trick or
kids,
treating, so we
yeah.
did it that day, but early.
Right, we did it
Okay.
early.
something like 2 to 5.
You did it Halloween?
Yeah, I think we did it Halloween, didn't we?
Last year.
Yeah, wasn't it on Halloween?
It was on
Yeah,
Halloween.
okay,
Oh, but it was a Saturday.
yeah,
But-
yeah,
We didn't have
So-
ours, so.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Like I say, but
3 live.
I was concerned about the darkness and if the trucks were out and all the rest of it, so.
right,
Yeah, let's do it.
like 2 to
You
Five.
you wanna, we do it you wanna do it the same day? What time is it gonna be?
11 to 1,
All right,
That was
then-
the one
and then
Saturday.
they're gonna be out, so
yeah.
let's just keep them rolling
1
and,
to 4,
and,
the
yeah.
same day?
Yeah, because the costume contest is at 12:30, so after that, everyone is let go, so
Okay,
maybe like 2 or.
So I
Yeah.
say 2, let's go 2.
1:30, 2 o'clock?
1:30, 2
This is
o'clock.
October right now?
Yep, this would be the 24th, correct, Lauren, 24th?
The 30th.
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 Oh, got it, going
Okay,
wrong
October
day, got
30th.
it, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
30th, Saturday the 30th
From
from,
2 to 5?
Sure,
2 to 5.
because we'll be here set up early, if they just
Okay.
come right after they're done up there.
Good?
Making my costume ready.
All right. I
Oh,
make a
Dan, a lot
motion, we,
too.
have the trunk and treat, at the municipal parking lot, October 30th, from 2 to 5.
I'll second.
motion by trustee DeVrio, second by trustee Stroud, for trunk or treat, Saturday, 10:30, 2 to 5 p.m. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Figure skaters,
She is here, by the way.
on behalf of the Alexandria Bay Figure Skating Club, we're hoping, we would love to, host a Kris Kringle in the community room at Fire Hall on Saturday, the 4th of December, setup beginning December 3rd. Please let us know of any concerns.
So I did speak with the fire department side, and it's an ongoing event every year. They have no
Yep.
problems with it, except that they will be setting up for the Clayton Parade, so they will keep that one bay way over. That they've never let us use anyways, or let you use. So they didn't have any issues with a Kris Kringle.
So December, what, now?
3rd.
The
Fourth.
first Saturday, the
Saturday,
4th.
okay.
We
December
just
3rd.
begin setting up, the tables and other things on the 3rd, the night before, so the vendors can come directly in on Saturday
Yep.
morning.
Pending,
Pending COVID rules.
Right, now,
Yeah.
that's my next words.
Yeah.
Yes.
at this time,
Yes,
yes,
I make a motion that we let, the Alex Bay Figure Skating Club, do Kris Kringle here upon, regulations of COVID.
I'll second.
motion made by trustee DeRio, seconded by trustee Stroud to allow the Kris Kringle, December 4th. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That part's carried. Number 2 is the Figure Skating Club would like to resume concession stand for next summer, July 4th, and during both Saturdays of Pirate Days during an invasion, selling popcorn, water, cotton candy, snow cones, and a limited amount of candy bars.
This is, we did let them do this before?
So we've done it every year except
Okay.
for the
Okay.
past
Have
2
we done
summers.
it?
Alright,
I'll make a motion, we allow them to do it.
yep, second,
Moved by trustee Strauss, second by DeRigo, to approve it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Number 5, Officer Mason Maitland, September 7th, 2021. Please accept this letter as my resignation from the position of police officer for the Alexandria Bay Police Department. Thank you for the many opportunities for professional development. that the department provided me during my time. I appreciate the support. Sincerely, Mason Maitland.
Need a motion?
Nope. Number 6, Girl Scouts Award. We have 2 Girl Scouts, Caitlin White and Ryland Bain of Alexandria Bay Troop 50095, recipients of the Girl Scout Silver Award, the highest for Girl Scout cadets. They are looking to see if we can get them a certificate for their success.
I imagine you can do that. Make a motion, yes.
I'll second.
Motion by trustee Ertz, second by trustee DeRigo to present an award. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Golf clubs.
From what I understand, there's an old set of golf clubs, up in the golf course that it's not even a full set. And one of our workers are interested in purchasing them. And I just wanted to make sure they're an old set.
2006, actually.
I was just wondering if it was okay.
They were cleaning out and found, and they're not a whole set. There's like, the driver's gone, all this stuff. I don't know, there's a 2 or 4 of,
Yeah.
I don't know golf, so I don't know.
It's nothing shy from us probably putting them in the dumpster, you know, it's to that point, but I wanted to make sure that,
What's our,
you know,
Policy on stuff we throw out.
yeah, I mean, how do we go about doing
Declare
it?
it scrap,
Declare it surplus.
junk. Yeah.
Make a motion, we declare the club's junk.
I'll second it.
Motion by trustee Ertz, second by trustee DeRigo to declare the golf clubs junk. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
thank you.
Thank you.
Number 8 is CDBG Community Development Block Grant Letter of Recommendation. We received a Community Development Block Grant for Casino Island. That was 3 years ago, correct? And we were awarded all the money, and it took to this summer that they decided that the village did not properly adopt procurement for professional service in the request for proposals. So we have answered in response to what the village steps will be taken to correct it, and it needs to be
Approved by the
sent
board.
to Ben Madison with CDBG,
And this is all part of closing out that,
so we can
Grant.
close it out, and the next time we will have a new procedure to follow correctly.
and Attorney Burrows was very, very helpful with me panicking, asking him if he could please get it done now.
So I got somebody in my office much smarter than me to take care of it. Immediately.
It was, thank you very much for
Yeah.
helping me, because I was completely overwhelmed on that one, so. But the CDBG, Mr. Madison was very, very kind and said he would give us until the meeting so the board could meet, we could get the documentation and send it, because it was supposed to be done the end of August. So they were very kind in working with us, so.
Motion to approve and allow me to sign it.
I make a motion to send a letter, a CDBG letter recommendation, signed.
I'll second.
Motion by trustee DeRigo, second by trustee Strau, that we approve and send the letter for CDBG. All in favor?
Say that 5 times.
Yes, say it several times.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr.
I have-
Mayor? sorry, I have one more. So the sign moratorium, public hearing we did, the village board I need a motion to accept the moratorium.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought it was
if
gonna-
you're
And a roll call.
inclined, if you're inclined to adopt the moratorium, then you motion, then second, then
Roll
I'll
call.
make a motion, we accept the sign moratorium.
I'll second it.
Motion by trustee DeVito, second by trustee Ertz, to approve the moratorium on the signs. All in favor, roll call vote?
Trustee Strauss,
Yes.
Mayor Jarvis,
Yes.
trustee DeRigo,
Yes.
trustee Erk,
Yes.
trustee Miller.
I have one more thing. Number 10. 3 years ago, the Rotary, on behalf of the village, applied for a grant, it's a SAM grant, through Senator Ritchie's office, and it was approved to $100,000. The Rotary has come up with $20,000, correct, to refurbish the old chamber building up on Market Street. Since last week, 2 weeks, we've been back and forth as to what is going on with the grant. I was told that it had to be approved by the legislature, but what we really found out is, one side of the New York State Senate has approved it, and one side has not approved it. We still have the money. I spoke Friday with Acting Lieutenant Governor Andrea Stewart Cousins' office. I spoke with her counsel, and they suggested that we completely redo the grant application and put the village as the lead agency for the grant. So I called Senator Ritchie's office again today. They suggest do not do anything. It is in the process of being approved. Not only is Alex Bay on the list with a not-for-profit group, but there are several hundred not-for-profits statewide that have been approved through the minority of the New York State Senate. So at this time, it's hurry up and wait, be patient, and we should hear something soon. So that's where we're at, just to let everybody know. Several of the Rotarians have asked, and rumors around the village that we've lost the money. No, we have not lost the money. It's procedure. So I just want to let everybody know that part. Anything else under new business? Public concerns?
We have one. The signs over Alexandria Bay Marina, the right of way.
Yep. They have been sent a letter that they're in violation. And we're just waiting for a response back. That was sent out.
Was it a certified letter?
Pardon me?
What, did you send it certified? Or just where he has to accept the letter?
I'll have to find out. I signed the letter, probably a week and a half ago, so I'll have to find out. I couldn't tell you if it was certified or not. It should have been.
Is that for the temporary fence without a permit too?
Right now, it's for the 4
Signs?
big billboard signs that are illegally up, yes. That was sent to Mr. Reed in Cicero.
Is the fence new?
No.
No, this is,
No? Oh,
the fence is 2 years,
okay.
but no permit on the property line,
Mhm.
Is that town or village?
village.
It's on the village site, yes. Yes, he did put, a fence along the marina's fence, within a foot of it, yes.
So
so that's in violation, yes?
I'm sorry?
That's in violation?
Yes, it
Well,
is.
Are you, is the village?
So, I'll see, Mr. Schimmel tomorrow on that too.
I'll find out about the if it was certified or not. If it wasn't, we'll make sure one certified goes out tomorrow.
Thank you.
And I have it on here to put on his desk about the fence also.
I think everybody's aware of it, right?
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to Lee about it.
You did?
I have not
Oh,
spoken
no,
to Lee.
I didn't know about a fence, but I don't pay attention to some of that, sorry, that's his line.
Any other public concerns? Yes.
I'm sorry, I just didn't wanna wait until the next meeting, and I don't know if this is appropriate. The Alexandria Bay Figure Skating Club would also, like to request use of the community room for the pre-registration process at a time that would best suit, the community room and its calendar between, September 20th and October 1st in order to hold, an open registration or pre-registration process.
Oh.
From 3:30 to 6:30 PM.
Okay, Chris, you wanna go look at the board for me?
Yeah.
We can,
Take a peek, he
I
can
don't,
just-
I mean, as far as I know, I think the only things we have going on with the fire department are just Saturday, Sundays.
Okay, so he's just gonna go look at their board, cause we have to coordinate with them the use of everything to make sure we're not overstepping each other. But you'd rather do a weekday, correct?
my preference would be the 23rd or 30th, of September, both are Thursdays,
Okay, alright.
but we're willing to take whatever we can get.
Okay. I don't see a problem as long as that he doesn't have anything, training or anything with either of those, so.
And just this side over here, not both.
Okay, yeah.
Good on our end.
Okay, so which date, you want the 23rd or the 30th?
23rd,
Okay. Okay, figure skating club, what time did you guys say again?
3:30 to 6:30.
3:30.
Yeah.
Yep. And we don't have to go through, do we have to make a motion for that?
No, thank you.
We might as well, yeah.
I make a motion, we give the figure skating permission to use this side of the building, September 23rd, from 3:30 to 6:30 for registration.
Thank you very much.
Motion by trustee Durgan, second by trustee Erb, all in favor?
Aye.
Anything else under no?
Let me ask one
Or,
more.
I mean,
Public concerns.
public concerns, sorry,
So you sent them a violation
for the signs.
for the sign, you have to move them. You don't have to move them. Or you impose a fine on him, or you don't have that set.
We're waiting for response. I'd have to see again what the penalties are if he doesn't move them.
What's the time?
There's fines. We have never gone on property and removed. We take it to the next step to the court and have fines assessed.
It's been going on all summer.
Yeah.
Trying to get this thing
Yeah.
cleared up.
Really pretty signs down there, yes.
But now he's throwing cardboard and everything else over there, and it blows all over.
That part is on the town side.
No, it's on this side, it goes right next to the driveway pole, and then there's a big pile of cardboard in it.
Is it really? Okay. I'll take
I mean, it just.
a look and take a picture.
Just like it blows up against the fence and stuff.
Okay. Anything else under public concern? Do we need to go into?
Would it help us to bring our attorney in about it to the village?
That's up to you as a group whether you wanna do something, that's. We don't have any say on that, really, you know. If you decide to do
I don't know
your,
if it's a civil matter, when the village, do you know what's going on over there?
I don't, I've not spoken with the zoning officer to inquire, but certainly if you wanna have an attorney appear before a village board, it's a public
Yes.
body, you certainly can, I mean,
Yeah.
there's no rules or restrictions on that.
And I don't know if it's a civil matter when the signs are the villages. And the fence.
Well, you know, let me, without looking at it, I haven't, what you normally have is both potentially a criminal and a civil matter. If you have a zoning issue and if somebody fails to comply from a theoretical standpoint, okay? Failure to comply can subject the violator to criminal fines. Okay, they're typically gonna be violations up to $250 is normally what you see. That's the criminal end. And that's administered through the local justice court. Municipalities can also address those in civil ways, which is a different level altogether with the Supreme Court for civil enforcement. Now, in addition to that, and I'm just hearing this for the first time, if there's an issue with a next door neighbor, what I'm hearing, I've got no reason to doubt you, it sounds like it's what's known as also as a private nuisance. And a private nuisance is something that you also have the ability to address against that next door neighbor as well. That's also a civil matter. I know your lawyer certainly be familiar with all those nuances. Who's your lawyer, incidentally?
Keith Cochran.
Yep, I know Keith. He's a good lawyer. He knows.
He's gonna reach out to you because I don't, we have customers that, you know, the signs are, this is not nothing that just came out of the woodwork, this has been going on.
he's had them up, he's taken them down, he's put them back up. It's, what are
Well, I
they?
think
4 foot by 4 foot,
We had
4 foot by 6 foot?
We had an issue where, where's the village line, where's the town line? We got it surveyed, so now we know.
Yes.
You know, we did our,
I've got pictures of the line as to everything. I went down there with,
oh, I know, I met with you.
yeah,
I think our frustration is that we'd like to see the village actually follow through on, you know, these zoning issues.
Yeah.
And it's been a long process. So we're getting a little frustrated. More than a little frustrated.
you're the one that he attempted to have arrested on the easement that you legally own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had our easement surveyed too. And he's threatening to pull the stakes up, but if he does that, that's criminal, right?
Well,
That's a misdemeanor issue, but I'm certain that Attorney Cogman knows that.
frustrating, real frustrating.
I mean, we got over a couple $1 million over there in that arena. And this guy's driving our customers away.
Yeah, it's,
It doesn't reflect well on the village, that they would allow, it doesn't reflect well on the village that they would allow a village resident
Yeah.
to do the things that are happening, so. It's
we will
sad.
follow
It's
up to make sure that he gets his certified letter in, if it wasn't already sent as certified, and I'll follow up with it myself to make sure
Thank you.
with Lee.
Thank you.
Any other public concerns? I believe we need to go into executive for the possible litigation.
I'll make a motion to go to an executive meeting.
I'll second it.
Motion by trustee DeRigo, second by trustee Dirk, to go into executive for possible litigation. All in favor? Aye. And that is 6:50.
Yeah.